My phone fell down, so I am re-recording. And here we go. This passage is adapted from Amy Tendable's daughter. At last, old widow Law was done heckling with the driver, and we stepped inside father's shop. It was north-facing, quite dim inside, and perhaps this was why father did not see us at first. So it was dim, he was busy with a customer, a man who was distinguished looking, like the scholars of 2 decades before. The two, simile. No, comparison. The two men were bent over a glass case discussing the indifferent qualities of ink sticks. Big Uncle welcomed us and invited us to be seated. From his formal tone, I knew he did not recognize who we were, so I called his name in a shy voice, so the character is shy. And he squinted at me, then laughed and announced our arrival to Linkle Uncle, who apologized many times for not rushing over sooner to greet us. So he is kind. Wow, we have a lot of characters here. Big Uncle, Small Uncle, kind. They rushed us to be seated at one of 2 tea tables for customers. Old widow Lau refused their invitation 3 times. Why? Exclaiming that my father and uncles must be too busy for visitors. Oh, that's why. She made weak efforts to leave. So she didn't want to leave. So, okay. She doesn't want to leave. On the 4th insistence, we finally sat. Then little uncle brought us hot tea and sweet oranges, as well as bamboo lettuce work fans with which to cool ourselves. I tried to notice everything so I could later tell Gao Ling, maybe friend, I don't know, what I had seen and tease out her envy. Okay, so Gao Ling wanted to come here. The floors of the shop were of dark wood, polished and clean. So they are clean. I think they do business together, maybe? Clean. No dirty footprints, even though this was during the dottiest part of the summer. So they really organized. And along the walls were display cases made of woods and glasses. They're kind of like delicate. The glass was very shiny and not one pane was broken. Oh, wow. I never do that. Oh, I can't see. Okay, delicate. Within those glass cases were our silk-wrapped boxes, all our hard work. They looked so much nicer than they had in the ink-making studio at Immoral Heart Village. I saw that father had opened several of the boxes. He got sticks and cakes in other shapes on a silk cloth, covering a glass case that served as a table on which he and the customer leaned. First, he pointed to a stick with a top shaped like a ferry boat, and first he pointed to a stick with a top shaped like a ferry boat, and said, with graceful importance, "Your writing will flow as smoothly as a nail, as a writing, nail cutting through a glassy lake." He picked up a bird shape. "Your mind will soar into the clouds of higher thought." He waved toward a row of ink cakes embellished with designs of, I don't know what that is, in bamboo. "Your letters will blossom into abundance while bamboo surrounds your quiet mind." A therapist or something? As I said this, precious auntie came back into mind. I was remembering how she taught me that everything, even ink, had a purpose and meaning. Oh, okay, so aunt was very disciplined. Good ink cannot be quick, kind, ready to pour out of a bottle. You can never be an artist if your work comes without effort. That is a problem of modern ink from a bottle. Okay, so they are comparing the modern ink and the like a good ink. That you do not have to think. You simply write what is swimming on the top of your brain. And the top is nothing but pond scum, that brain. And the top is nothing, okay, and mosquito spawn. But when you push an ink stick along an inkstone, you take the first step to cleansing your mind and your heart. You push and you ask yourself, what are my intentions? What isn't my heart that matches my mind? Very, very disciplined. I remember this, and yet that day in the ink shop. Also, they are doing ink business, I think. Sorry, you can't see everything here. Oh. I remember this, and yet that day in the ink shop, I listened to what father was saying, and his words became far more important than anything precious auntie had thought. So he's like more important than auntie. Look here, father said to his customer, and I looked. He didn't even He held up an ink stick and rotated it in the light. See, it's the right hue, purple black, not brown or gray, like the cheap brands you might find down the street. So he's like appealing that his brand is reliable. And listen to this, and I heard it sound as clean and pure as a small silver bell. So the sound was clean as pure as a small silver bell. The high-pitched tone tells you that the suit is very fine. Suit. What is it? As smooth as the sliding banks of old rivers. And the scent. Can you smell the balance of strength and delicacy? The musical notes of the ink's perfume. Oh wow, so he's very like descriptive. Expensive, and everyone who sees you using it will know that it was well worth the high price. So he's a good seller. Good seller. I was very proud to hear father speak of our family's ink this way. Oh, maybe like the ink was made out of the bamboo or something. I don't know. Okay. Which choice best summarizes the passage? I think like a personal anecdote. Of the narrator. A character's arrival at her family's ink shop sparks fond memories of her